SCP has a bunch of items that can either save your life or make you wish you never picked them up. So today, after playing this hellish game for 2000 hours, I decided to be a bit of a nerd and rank every SCP item in the game, plus a few bonus interactable ones. These SCPs range from the most OP lifesavers to the absolute garbage tier ones, and I'll be ranking them based on not only how strong they are, but also how cool and versatile they are. Anyways, let's get right into it. Firstly, we have SCP-1576, the Gramophone. This SCP item is a special gramophone that once you wind up allows you to talk to dead people. Now, on paper, being able to talk to people that can literally see every single piece of information in the realm, like the position of your enemies, their HP and numbers, should be OP. But in reality, you'll wind it up, get screamed at that you're the last one alive, and then you should kill yourself, and then it shuts off and you throw it away. So yeah, if you're playing on a server with nice and honest people, this item will be an S tier since you'll literally be able to read the future. But if you're playing on a server with retarded and annoying people, then I personally wouldn't even bother picking this item up. So that's why I'll give it a C tier, as it's extremely situational and its true rating depends on what kind of people you're playing with. Next up, we got SCP-244, the Ice Jar. Now this is definitely the most irrelevant annoying SCP item in the whole game. Like deadass, I have no idea who thought this item is a great idea. I assume Hubert was like, hey, you guys better invent something by tomorrow or you aren't seeing your families again. So they were like, shit, what do we do, guys? I wanna see my family, I just got a son. Hold on, what if we added an SCP item? Okay. That completely screws your vision and allows 173 or other SCPs to kill you much easier? Yeah, okay, go on. And it also freezes you, so if you wanna quickly loot or get rid of the vase, it will take 10 years. Okay, wow, yeah, that's a really good idea. And to top it all off, it slowly eats your HP, so you have to waste healing. Oh, and let's also make it so there's two of them. Holy shit, man, you're a genius, our families are saved. Yeah, I seriously doubt there's anybody who likes this item. It gives you no direct benefits and is only useful for 1 in a 1000 scenario where you trap the SCPs and then slowly gas them to death. Or if you want to set up a trap for the newly spawned spawn wave. But in every other scenario, it will make your life miserable and be the biggest waste of an inventory slot in the game. So yeah, this SCP item is going straight to the deepest depths of hell in F tier. Next up, we have SCP-207, the Cola. I'm pretty sure we can all agree this is the most iconic SCP item in the game. You can find it in the SCP lockers around the facility or mass produce it in 914. When you drink it, you'll gain increased speed and infinite stamina, but at the cost of passively losing your HP. You can drink up to 3 of these to multiply these effects. 1 to 2 colas give you decent maneuverability, and 3 colas make you fast enough to allow you to completely massacre the ankles of any being in the facility. However, whilst losing 4 HP per second, you'll need to have your whole inventory dedicated to medkits unless you wanna die in 1 minute. And nowadays, stamina is extremely important. It's in the new heavy. Okay, I really don't know why I'm calling it the new heavy. I mean, it's been like 3 months since the update. Damn, I guess my veteran ass just cannot move on. But yeah, anyways, if you don't wanna die to SCPs in heavy, you'll need as much speed and stamina as possible, since you can't rely on doors to save you. Which is exactly what makes SCP-207 good. If you play wisely and can manage your healing, you'll be almost impossible to catch, so that's why even though it's not perfect, it's still a really good SCP item and deserving of an A tier. Next up, we have SCP-500. SCP-500 is an SCP item in the form of pills which upon consumption will cure all of your worries. Did you just get mega dumped by 2 MTF? Or got on cardiac arrest from a medieval poison? No worries, just eat one of these and you'll be like brand new in seconds. Now it should be pretty obvious that this is one of the not only best SCP items but also best items in the whole game. It's basically like a totem of undying. Unlike other healing items in the game that take time to give you a mid amount of health, this one gives you full HP in a second. Which means that this item very often decides will you survive on close range encounter with an SCP or if you'll beat your enemy in gunfight. Since even if you miss most of your shots, you can just quickly pop on a 500 pill and continue fighting, unlike your opponent who's already lost half of his HP and needs to reload. And as if it wasn't strong enough, it also gives you fast health regeneration for a short while after using it. And considering how OP this item is, you will think it's hard to find, but nope, you can find it in plenty of lockers around the facility or just mass produce them in 914 with very little effort. So in conclusion, if you know how to use your SCP-500s wisely, you'll have an extremely big upper hand in any situation or fight. Unless you just get overwhelmed by 1 million damage. But yeah, anyways, this item without a doubt goes to the top of S tier. Next up, we got SCP-1853, the Green Goo. This SCP item is one of the most underrated ones in the game, which is no surprise really. I mean, look at all of these cool items to choose from, and then we got whatever the fuck this is. Also, it doesn't help that it used to be absolute ass once it's released, but now I would say it's really powerful and most people are just overlooking it because they don't even know what it does. Once you spray it on you, you will instantly gain a 50% increase in item pickup speed, which makes it extremely easy to steal every single piece of the loot in the facility. But that is irrelevant. The most important thing is it also gives you all of these these effects, but I really can't bother to read out all of them. To summarize, your recoil gets reduced and so does your time required to heal, plus weapon handling becomes much easier. However, there's also this thing called the danger system, which multiplies these buffs by 50% for each stack of danger level. You gain danger stacks by, well, being in danger, which means you can fire your guns at 200% reduced recoil and can reload and heal 200% faster at maximum danger. So basically, you're on crack, and needless to say, this item is extremely effective for fighting humans and surviving really fucked up situations for exactly zero downsides. You're obviously not allowed to combine this item with the cola or that will be too OP, so to balance it you just get poisoned. But in the end, if 20 Chaos or Shy Guy pull up on you, this thing won't be able to save you unlike the items in S tier, which is why I'll give this green goo a solid A tier. Next up we have anti-SCP-207, which is just like it sounds the opposite of SCP-207. Instead of granting you speed at the cost of your HP, this cola will grant you HP at the cost of your speed. The slower you move, the faster your HP will regen. However, this item also has two unique extra benefits. If your health is full, it will passively give you a HP up to a max of 75, and will also save your life from guaranteed death, but only once. However, this only applies to specific deaths like grenade explosions or fall damage. It won't save you against any of the SCP attacks or bullets. Oh, also if you drink both this cola and the normal cola, it will taste the... Now, is this cola a bad SCP item? No, not really. After all, it does give you really useful positive effects for the minor downside of being slower. But the thing is, if you use this item, then you can't use any of these two items without dying, which are realistically much better. Like, if you want better chances against the SCPs, the extra speed will be a lifesaver. And against humans, having zero recoil and great weapon handling will be much more useful than a bit of extra HP and regeneration. So yeah, it's better than nothing, but its abilities are way too situational and not worth using compared to its competitors. So that's why I'll give it a solid C tier. Next up we have SCP-1344, the X-ray goggles. Now these aren't your ordinary VR headset, they are the most recently added SCP item, but I'm sure everybody's familiar by it now. It's really simple, you put them on, they penetrate your eyes and you go blind. But then you magically gain your vision back with the ability to see the orbs of every being in the facility through walls. Yes, these goggles are straight up a cheating device, like do I even need to explain why this is OP? Not only will you be warned about the SCP so you can hide or go the other way, but you can also ambush all of your enemies and always be one step ahead cause, well, you're seeing through fucking walls. Unfortunately, this SCP item has a massive downside to balance it, which is, well, nothing. Sure, it makes the edges of your vision a bit darker and takes one inventory slot permanently, but like, that's still the best deal of your life. Not to mention, you can also detect people with a hat on and completely end their career. Only one of these can spawn in a round, so whoever gets their hands on them will have a permanent massive advantage against anybody in the facility. Which is what not only makes them one of the best items in the game, it also means they're going straight to the top of S tier. Next up we got SCP-268, aka the Hat. Throughout the history of this game, this item was known as the best SCP item because it's extremely simple but effective. You just put it on and go invisible for 15 seconds. However, if you try equipping items or interacting with doors, its effects will end immediately. It also goes on a 2-minute cooldown after each use, but even with this it's literally a free get out of jail card. Are you in a dead end whilst getting chased by SCPs? Nope, I'm out of here. Is a whole empty of the vision approaching your location? Yeah, hell no. However, there can only be one in the whole round. But an interesting thing to note is that this item has been both a little bit nerfed and buffed with the release of 14.0. If somebody has the goggles, your invisibility won't work on them and they'll just be able to easily kill you or scream your location to everybody around you. But a big plus for the hat was the removal of 80% of doors in heavy. Uncommon strategy against the hat was if somebody uses it to escape from you, you simply close all of the doors in the room, which prevents the hat user from running away unless they reveal themselves by opening the door. But now once you put the hat on, you can literally walk to the other side of the facility without any door stopping you. Anyways, in conclusion, even though this item does have a few little weaknesses, it's still a game changer of one item to have, and if you use it smartly it will allow you to survive and kill almost anything, so it should be pretty obvious that this item is going straight to S tier. Next up we got SCP-2536, the Christmas Tree. Just like its name implies, this SCP is literally a Christmas tree that magically appears and gives you presents during the Christmas event version of the game. And while this does sound cool and all, there's multiple very important things to keep in mind. Number 1. This tree is racist as hell. Depending if you're on the white or orange team, this tree will give you different gifts. If you're on the white team, you're very likely to get your items upgraded or get really rare ones. But if you're on the chaos team, you'll most likely just get coal and live grenades in your gifts. Sure, you can still get solid things from it every now and then, but 90% of the time don't expect anything good from it. And number 2, this tree will oftenly completely fuck you over no matter your team. You see, this tree makes sure to announce itself very loudly once it arrives. Like, imagine just surviving a line containment genocide by hiding in the toilets, and you're like, geez, that was close, I'm pretty lucky to be alive. And just as the SCPs are about to leave, this tree pulls up and is like, ho, 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 there's a guy right here, go kill him, Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho. I'm not even kidding, this tree will choose you to spawn itself during very terrible situations, and if you're the last guy alive, it's literally guaranteed to spawn on you. So yeah, this tree is a big double-edged sword. It will be S tier cause it's funny and gives you free shit, but after it ruined my career so many times by spawning on me, I really can't give it much higher than a B tier. Hold on, before we continue, do you know what's more scary than a shy guy chasing you down? Well, it's the fact over 72% of you watching are unsubscribed. After seeing this devastating number, I had to call my friends over in Northwood and yeah, they rigged every healing item in the game with explosives, so if you don't wanna blow up the next time you use a medkit, make sure to obliterate this button right here, or I'll cry. Anyways, where was I? Next up we got SCP-018, aka the ball. This SCP item is just your average looking bouncy ball, and you can find it in any of the SCP lockers throughout the facility. However, once you throw it, it will start to accelerate at an extreme rate until it eventually explodes. Now, I'm not sure what do I say about this item. It's basically a terrorist device, since if you throw it, no matter who or what is around it, they will be hurt. But if used wisely, it can be a really useful and lethal tool. Do you want to completely fuck over the MTF? Just throw a ball in the gate and close it. Once they arrive, they will be in a hurry to run to safety, which is where you'll be waiting to catch them off guard and completely demolish them with firepower. Or you can also straight up block their route by deploying a death laser with some very specific ball placements. You can also use it to lose the SCPs by throwing it ahead of you in your route, and a lot of SCPs will straight up refuse to chase you due to their trauma from the ball eating half of their HP in mere seconds. So yeah, this item is on a 50-50 between doing nothing or killing everybody. And if you learn how to use it well, trust me, it will become an extremely valuable part of your arsenal. But in terms of actually directly benefiting you, it can't compare with other items on this list, which is why I'll give it a B tier. Next up we got SCP-2176, the light bulb. Now this is a really simple SCP item. It's just a spooky ghost light bulb which when you throw it in a room will shut down all power and lock all of the doors. However, if you throw it in a place with already locked doors and no power, it will completely reverse the effect. But what does this actually mean? Well, obviously it's a direct counter to SCP-079. Let's say he locks the doors on you and turns off the lights. Your death is guaranteed in exactly 5 seconds when 173 catches up to you. Unless you have the light bulb, which will not only reverse these effects and allow you to escape, but it will also disable 079 for 8 seconds and drain all of his power if he was in the room while you threw it. Besides completely cooking the 079, you can also use it to slow down enemies when being chased, or the most cruel of all, you can use it to trap your enemies with the SCPs. Oh, and you can also use it to kill your teammates if they're really annoying. In conclusion, this is a pretty niche but useful item. It's not extremely strong for every scenario, so I can't give it an S tier, but it does what it does really well and it will be a massive lifesaver if you're facing an SCP-079, so that's why I'll give it an A tier. Anyways, that was the last of the SCP items on the list. Do you agree or disagree with my rankings? Make sure to write a comment down below. Also, make sure to subscribe and join my Discord so you don't miss out on any other epic SCP content. Anyways, thank you a lot for watching and I'll see you next time.